Today on Crazy Eights, we're going to actually talk about our story a little bit and what kind of led us to adoption. This is a little bit different than the videos we've been doing here recently. We just started this channel about a month ago, and we're just mainly using this channel as a way to share kind of our adventures, things that we do as a family, but kind of wanted to share like how all of this started. So we'll start off by talking about in 2008, my wife and I, we had dated for 6 years. We had been engaged for 3 years. We got married in 2008, and we kind of knew that we're thinking, we want to have kids. We knew that we wanted to adopt. That was kind of something that was already on our heart to adopt. Even before we, kind of had struggled with being able to have our own, birth children. And so, we had talked about, wanting to adopt, and then only a year into our marriage, we got a call from a family member of mine, and this family member said, I'm going to have to put my child up for adoption, and you were the first couple that came to mind when we were thinking about adoption. And what did you think about that, babe, when we got that call?
Honestly, I was kind of like shocked because it was so soon in our marriage, and had a lot of people saying negative things like, I wouldn't do that, you're too young, you just got married, or whatever could happen, but we started praying about it, and we really felt like it was what God wanted us to do. Even when we went to court, the lady was just like really pressuring us. I need to know if you're going to do it or not. You need to give me a yes or a no. And we're like, I think give us time to pray about it. But when she said that, we were like, well, I mean, yeah, yeah, we want to do it.
That was when God called us to adopt our oldest son, Cole, and he's now 17. So at the time he was 4 years old when he was placed with us, 5 years old when he was adopted, and then now, like I said, 12 years later, he's doing really good in school. He's joining the military. Actually, going to be sworn in tomorrow. Is when he's supposed to be sworn into the Marines. So a lot of awesome things. God has really worked in his life over the years. Was it hard? Absolutely. We tell people that are thinking about adoption, all the time, yes, it's very hard. It's not, it's not something that's easy. It's not something that is, that if you're thinking that, this is a solution to not being able to have your own children, then, I caution people not really to think that way. You really need to know that you need to really have a heart for adoption, to adopt, not just say, well, I want to have kids, but I can't, so I'm just going to adopt. You really have to have a heart for it, and have a heart to want to bring children up. In the way we brought Cole up is in the Lord. We're Christians, and we love the Lord, so we brought him up to love the Lord. And I'm a pastor, so we brought him up. He was in church every single service. Sometimes a couple times a week, several times a week, so but we brought him up to serve the Lord.
Saying, you really have to have a heart for it, and it's so true, because with adoption and foster care, you really you're taking on a lot. You're taking on that child's trauma that they've had. A lot of these kids have really gone through a lot. There's no telling what Cole went through as a little boy before we had him. And the ones that were getting ready to adopt soon, there's no telling what they've been through. We know some of the things, but we don't know everything. A lot of it that they go through, they kind of push it in the back of their mind and they forget about it. They may remember it later on in life. So it's a lot. Lots of times there's behaviors that come with these children. Not to speak them in a bad light or anything, but they're good kids. But they do have a lot of behaviors that they come with. And you just have to be prepared to handle that, and to love them unconditionally. Because there were times where I would look at Josh and I'm like, Josh, I can't do this anymore. And we would just get so frustrated and burnt out. And I'd say, Josh, why did we do this? I'm just being real with you. Just sometimes that's how you felt. Like it wasn't worth it. But then when that child comes up to you and hugs you and says, I love you, Mommy, I love you, Daddy, it just means the world. And, when you get those cards that they make for you, those special cards and that say, I love you so much, thank you for being a good daddy, thank you for being a good mommy, that just means so much, and it just makes it so much more worth it.
Yeah. And so we had adopted Cole, and I guess at the time we were focused on, we're going to try and have our birth kids.
Yeah.
We want to start trying, and really a lot of it was, we wanted to give Cole, brothers and sisters, and wanted to grow our family, and it was something that was on our heart. So we began trying, and we tried and we tried and we tried, and we had people that told us, "Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen real soon. You're gonna get pregnant," and a lot of different words from the Lord, which we received, and we I still believe were words from the Lord, but people would add things like it's gonna happen sooner than you think. And I remember telling Shannon lots of times that I'd say, it's not going to happen sooner than I think, because I thought it would have already happened by now. So you kind of have to sometimes be careful what you say, because, you can add things to a word from the Lord that really, I'm not saying it's not from the Lord, but it's, sooner than you think was not, I didn't feel like was accurate, because it was not sooner than we thought.
Made it harder on me as a woman, because it would get my hopes up, which you should always have hope when you love the Lord. You should always have hope. But it was like a roller coaster, because I would get my hopes up, and then just to be let down, month after month after month. I remember there were nights where I would just lay in bed and sob, because I was just so upset about not being able to conceive, and Josh would just hold me, and that's all he really knew what to do, was just to hold me. There was no words that were going to make it okay. Nothing anybody said was helping, really. It just meant a lot to have people say, I'm here for you. If you need me, to listen to you, I'm here. And that meant the world to me, to just hear that.
And it was rough watching Shannon, like she said, month after month. Lots of times, she would think, I think I'm pregnant. I really do. I think I'm pregnant. I think this is it. She would take a pregnancy test. It'd be negative, and then we would spend a good week or so just, with
grieving.
Her just being, And so, went through that for a long time. We had, ministry going on. We had, different things going on, full-time jobs, and
2016.
We had.
I'm gonna share.
Yeah, you can.
I was driving to church one day, and the Lord told me, what if it's my will for you to adopt again? And I was like, and I just knew that was the Lord. And I just started crying. And sorry. I called Josh, and even before did I call you? I don't think I called you. I talked to him when I got to the church, and I was all excited. I said, what do you think about adopting again? He said, yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah.
And so we made the announcement that we were going to adopt him probably like the day after. and then we, had these different opportunities. First opportunity that came up was to adopt an embryo, so that I could actually, physically have a baby. We pursued that, but it was not God's will, and even though we were devastated, we knew that wasn't what God's plan for us was. And then we started working toward becoming foster parents, and we got approved. And then something happened in our family that kind of put things to a standstill. So that was another thing we had to go through that was really hard. Waiting on that. And then I think in
2020, I think.
2018 we started working toward it.
Okay, yeah.
But we started working with Intercept, which is a foster care program in Virginia, and we told them that we wanted to foster to adopt. So we got approved for that. I did the home studies and all of that. And we got, I hope you don't mind me sharing. And we got a call. We were really excited. We got a call about a little girl. I believe she was 6, maybe 7. No, maybe 6. Maybe younger than that.
She was younger than that.
Yeah. She was really sweet, but she was a handful. But she was really sweet. We fell in love with her immediately.
We got our hopes up.
Yeah, we were up all night, trying to comfort her, trying to get her to go to sleep. And then, the next day, they called us and they're like, I really hate to tell you this, but the family wants to take her. So, and the court has actually, didn't it say
the sister, the mom's sister.
Yeah. And so that fell through, and that was devastating. I really had a hard time with that. And then probably about a month later, we got another placement. It was a little boy. I did not want to have a boy placement, and I didn't want them to be older, but we prayed about it and said, whatever the Lord wants. So we took him in. He was 8 at the time. And he was real sweet, real smart. But he started having really extreme behaviors, where he would elope, and it was just out of control.
He almost, he started to run out in front of some cars.
Yeah, and we just knew that it wasn't safe anymore. And we talked to Intercept, and they said, we don't think this is what the best thing is for him or y'all.
Yeah.
So that was really hard.
But what's funny is that was in, I think.
That was in November, I think.
Yeah. Well, around December, we had a call for a placement for 3 little girls. But we declined because we had this.
We didn't feel like we had the room or anything.
And so once he was removed from our home, we got a call, and they said, hey, we know you don't want a placement right now, but how about these 3 little girls, you just do respite with them? And at the time, it didn't even dawn on us that these were the same 3 little girls that we had, we had to make the decision not to take as a placement. And so these 3 little girls, we were doing respite, and respite is just if you want to be a foster family, but you don't want to have a child in your home all the time,
Kinda
you
like
can do respite.
babysitting for the weekend.
Yeah, like, or different times. Like you may have during spring break, and it's really to give the foster family that has that child kind of a break, just some time to. And I want to tell you guys, if you don't know anything to do for, really this goes for any parents, but especially foster parents or adoptive parents. If you don't know anything to do, some good ideas, and maybe we'll make a video on this. I think that'd be a cool video to do. Actually sharing all the things that you could do to help adoptive or foster parents. But some things you could do would be, hey, offer to babysit the kids, offer to come over and help watch the kids while that the foster mom or adoptive mom or even birth parents, watch the kids while they do what they need to do or rest. Something our church is starting to do is do free child care on the fourth Thursday of each month, and just let parents come and drop their kids off for a couple of hours, and we'll watch them. Or just go to somebody's house that has kids, especially a bunch of kids, and offer to clean the house or help. Big things you can do to help. So, but anyway, we took. We was doing respite with these three little girls, and we started doing the respite. I told them, I said, these three little girls are our girls, and I said, you can call us with other placements, but we really feel like these three little girls are supposed to be our daughters. So, but in the meantime, we had heard about something called NAPRO, the natural procreation. And this was it's a line of medicine that works with actually healing the root of the problem that is going on inside of a woman's body that keeps her from being able to conceive. And the cool thing about it is it's covered by insurance, because most people probably don't even realize this, but your insurance doesn't pay for reproductive health, help for women to be able to conceive. But with NAPRO, it's not helping you conceive, it's just fixing internal issues that women have. And so anyway, it covered it. So Shannon was able to have surgery. She was able to get things fixed in her body.
They fixed a lot of things that were wrong. I was in pain for many, many years, and didn't know what was going on. And almost immediately after I had surgery, I said, Josh, I don't feel that pain anymore. It was a constant pain. He's sleepy. And I didn't feel it anymore. It was the best feeling in the world. And I still have not had any pain ever since then. And it was such a blessing from God. The way everything just fell into place. It was just amazing how God worked.
And so, like I said, we had that going on. We also we were doing the respite. And we got a call in October, and they said, we got good news. The girls that you had been doing respite with, they are up for adoption. We got the call November 1st. They were placed with us, and I don't know if you want to share.
It was like a week or two later. My doctor, my NAPRO doctor, she said for me to, because I was taking progesterone at the time, so she wanted to see whether I still needed to take it, to keep taking it, because you don't take it throughout your cycle. So you can take like a little break. So I just randomly took another test, or took a test, and I took one of those Dollar Tree ones. And I saw this faint line, and I was like, oh my gosh, I see a faint line. I know that's a faint line. I said, I'm gonna call my friend. So, well, no, I didn't call her. I texted her. I texted my friend, Brittany, and she's like, she calls me. oh my God, that's a line. That's a line. And she said, take another one. I went and got another one out of the room. That time it was it was one of the ones with the line, also, but it wasn't it was like a first response or something. So then, we're talking, and she's like, go to the store, get some more. She's like, get some of the ones that have the pregnant, not pregnant on them. And she said, oh no, for sure then. And I'm like freaking out, like I'm shaking on the way to the store. And it's like right up the road. And all this time I was supposed to be getting ready for work. Like I was about to have a session online. And anyway, so I come back and did some more. I think I did a total of like 7 tests. And each one came up positive. So, hey. So I called Josh. No, yeah. Oh, and I actually had texted him too, the faint line. I was like, does that look like a faint line to you? He goes, oh, no.
I don't know none of that pregnancy test.
And I don't think he thought anything of it. And I called him and I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant.
And I was in shock. I just was like,
but, yeah, we were both crying. And I couldn't wait to tell our family. And, we told his mom and dad. And we had to call my mom and dad because they were actually in Durham at an appointment. So I called her and she's like, what? And called my best friend Sharia, and she was freaking out. Actually, no, I texted her, I think, and she called me and she was freaking out. And probably wasn't the best way to tell her, but we were so excited, just so overjoyed. And in the beginning, I'll be honest, it was really hard for me because I kept worrying that I was going to lose the baby because I'd heard of so many people miscarrying, and I was just so worried about that. But God had his hand all over it, and he used the doctor to protect him. I truly believe that me taking the progesterone helped me keep him, because if I hadn't have, my doctor that I went to, she said I didn't need to be on it anymore. But my NAPRO doctor, she insisted that I stay on it. Yeah. And I really think that that's one of the issues that some women have when they miscarry is their progesterone levels are not right. Mm-hmm. So I was really thankful for her for NAPRO. It was really a blessing. And if, here, I'll throw a little advertisement out there for you. Her name is Dr. Simon, and she is in Winston-Salem. So if you need help conceiving, definitely check her out. She's amazing. So, yeah.
And we won't make the video too much longer, but that's how we went from a family of 3 to a family of 7. Very, very quickly.
Overnight.
Yeah. We had to run out, buy a new vehicle immediately because we had, all these extra kids coming into the home. We, have been looking for another house, this house will work for us maybe for a little while longer, but it might not work if especially if we were to have another, or when we have another birth child, or possibly more adoptive children. We don't know. We have no idea what God's plan is, but we do know that He has a plan. And I want to just tell you, if you are thinking about adoption, if it's on your heart, I would definitely, tell you to reach out to somewhere like Intercept, an organization. We're going to do another video coming up pretty soon of how to adopt, and we're going to be talking about the different ways that you can adopt. There's multiple ways. You don't have to necessarily, adopt an infant and spend $30,000, $40,000, $50,000.
Adopt overseas.
Yeah, there's ways that you can definitely, So we'll be sharing some more videos, some cool videos. Got a lot of ideas coming up, so just stay tuned. And I think that's all for this video, but hope you guys enjoyed it. This is our miracle baby.
Bye-bye.
And we'll see you guys again on the next video. Bye.